be back on the Hill. All my advocacy work and passing my first bill has been the most meaningful work of my life. And this DEFIANCE Act is something that's personal to me and is affecting millions of women and children around the world. So I'm very proud to be here today with these incredible women to tell our story and to pass this bill.
At 19, someone shared a private video of me, and that experience showed me why stronger protections for survivors are so needed. That single sentence is how Paris Hilton chose to reopen one of the most painful chapters of her life, not for sympathy, but for change. After years of silence, judgment, and public misunderstanding, Hilton stepped onto Capitol Hill with a clear purpose.
Coming back to the Capitol, I feel something new. Strength. I didn't always feel strong, but telling the truth again and again is how I found my power. And I want to use that power now to speak about something that I've never fully said aloud. When I was 19 years old, a private, intimate video of me was shared with the world without my consent. People called it a scandal. It wasn't. It was abuse. There were no laws at the time to protect me. There weren't even words for what had been done to me. The internet was still new, and so was the cruelty that came with it. They called me names, they laughed and made me the punchline. They sold my pain for clicks. And then they told me to be quiet, to move on, to even be grateful for the attention. These people didn't see me as
to make sure what happened to her doesn't keep happening to others. Paris Hilton revealed that her decision to speak out again was fueled by the growing crisis of image-based abuse, especially in an era where AI-generated deepfakes are making it easier than ever to exploit people without their consent. Standing alongside Representatives Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Laurel, Hilton publicly supported the bipartisan DEFIANCE Act, a proposed law aimed at giving survivors stronger legal power to fight back. The moment wasn't just political, it was deeply personal. For years, Hilton has spoken about how the release of her private video at 19 reshaped the way the world saw her, often reducing her to a punchline rather than a victim. She explained that the lack of legal protection at the time left her powerless, forced to watch as her privacy was violated with no real consequences for the people responsible. That experience, she says, is exactly why laws must change. The DEFIANCE Act, which stands for Deterring Explicit Forged Images and Non-Consensual Exploitation, is designed to close legal loopholes that have allowed perpetrators of image-based abuse to escape accountability. The bill would give survivors the right to sue those who distribute intimate images without consent, including AI-generated deepfakes that falsely depict someone in explicit situations. And that's where urgency comes in. With artificial intelligence rapidly advancing, experts warn that deepfake abuse is becoming one of the fastest-growing forms of online exploitation. Images and videos can now be created in minutes, realistic enough to ruin reputations, careers, and mental health, even when the victim never posed for them. Hilton made it clear that this isn't just a celebrity issue. This can happen to anyone, she emphasized, noting that teens, private individuals, and marginalized communities are especially vulnerable. She argued that survivors shouldn't have to spend years fighting to prove harm when the violation itself is already clear. What made the moment especially striking was the bipartisan nature of the support. In a time when political divides often stall progress, both Democratic and Republican lawmakers stood beside Hilton, signaling rare agreement on the need to modernize privacy laws for the digital age. Representative Ocasio-Cortez praised Hilton for using her platform to advocate for people who don't have one, while Representative Laurel highlighted how outdated laws have failed to keep pace with technological abuse. For Hilton, this advocacy marks a powerful evolution. Once known primarily for reality TV and pop culture headlines, she has increasingly positioned herself as an activist, speaking openly about abuse, institutional trauma, and now digital exploitation. Her transformation from tabloid figure to policy advocate has earned her respect from lawmakers and advocacy groups alike. Still, the response online has been intense. Supporters flooded social media with praise, calling her brave, and thanking her for helping normalize conversations around consent and digital safety. Survivors shared their own stories, saying Hilton's voice made them feel seen. At the same time, critics resurfaced old narratives, a reminder of why Hilton believes stronger legal protections are essential. Without laws that clearly define and punish image-based abuse, survivors remain vulnerable not only to exploitation but to public shamming. That's why Hilton says she's not done. "I'll keep using my voice until the law finally protects survivors and their privacy," she stated, a promise she seems determined to keep. As lawmakers continue debating the DEFIANCE Act, Hilton's appearance on Capitol Hill has already accomplished something significant. It has forced a national conversation about consent, technology, and accountability in the digital era. Whether the bill passes or not, one thing is clear: Paris Hilton is no longer just telling her story. She's using it to change the system that once failed her. And in an age where anyone's image can be weaponized with a click, that fight may be more important than ever.